Welcome back, everybody, to another segment of Tech Tuesday on the Educational AD Podcast. Before we meet today's special tech guest, as always, we want to give a shout out to our sponsors. Now, don't hit that fast forward button. I'm watching you. These are all great companies that I used as an athletic director or I've got a direct connection to, and I highly recommend that you check them out. So take 3 minutes, listen to our shout outs, then listen to our Tech Tuesday guest, and then go visit these sponsors. I'm telling you, you're going to be very glad you did. Here we go. We want to say thanks to Hometown Ticketing for their support. Hometown Ticketing is the leading digital ticketing provider to schools and colleges. I don't think I need to say anything more. Go to hometownticketing.com. It's digital ticketing that offers more. We also want to say thanks to Huddle. As a football coach, I used Huddle for years, but when I became an athletic director, I wanted a platform that was going to work for all of our teams. And Huddle came through like a champ. Our coaches, our student athletes, even our parents just loved all the tools that Huddle provided that let our kids experience success at the highest level. Join the 8 million users. Go to huddle.com and turn your school into a Huddle school. We also want to thank GIPPER. GIPPER is the official social media graphic solution for us, and it can be the same for you. Their team will show you how to create world-class marketing content to promote your teams and celebrate your athletes. GIPPER is used and trusted by over 4,000 high school and college programs. It's professional graphic design made simple. Go to gipper.com to get started. We want to thank the Ohio University Online Master's Program. This affordable 20-month online program focuses exclusively on interscholastic athletics. And when you got your master's, you're also going to have 11 NIAAA leadership training courses to go towards your RAA or your CAA. To get started, just go to ohio.edu/info/MAA, the Ohio University Online Masters. We want to thank Sideline Interactive, indoor score tables and video boards. Go to sidelineinteractive.com and schedule a live web demo to see their score tables and their score boards in action. Probably the best purchase I ever made as an AD. Go to sidelineinteractive.com for more information. We also want to thank Home Campus. Home Campus is a platform you're going to use every single day for things like schedules, scores, communication. How about athletic eligibility and clearance? Who doesn't do that every day? Home Campus is going to do all of these things and more. It's going to do them better. It's going to do them faster. And it's going to give you a lot more time back in your schedule. To get started, all you have to do is go to homecampus.com. That's it, homecampus.com. We also want to thank Snap Raise. If you're looking for a fundraiser, stop right here. You found it. Go to snapraise.com. Hands down, the best online platform out there. Go to snapraise.com. You can check out their other great platforms. But if you're looking for a fundraiser, you found it. Go to snapraise.com. We want to thank Vital Signs Wall of Fame for their support. If you're looking for a really cool way to display your school record boards or your school's Hall of Fame, go to vitalsignswalloffame.com. It's also a great way to showcase your school's unique history and your proudest moments. Vital Signs Wall of Fame touchscreen consoles are something you really need to see to believe. Go to vitalsignswalloffame.com to get started. And we want to thank Athletic Surveys by LifeTrack. If you've never used a survey to take the pulse of your coaches, your student athletes, or your parents, you're really missing out. The data that these surveys provides gives you a tremendously valuable tool, especially when you're talking with a frustrated parent or your principal or even your school board. Go to athleticsurveys.com to get started. That's athleticsurveys.com. Welcome back, everybody, to another segment of Tech Tuesday on the Educational AD Podcast. We've got an old friend of the show, Matthew Glick. He's the CEO and founder of a little thing called GIPPER. You hear me talk about GIPPER every single episode. As I like to say, it's so easy, even Jake can use it. But Matthew, you've got a big announcement to make for athletic directors all across the country. First of all, welcome back. And, what's going on? What's the latest with GIPPER?
Thank you. Great to be back. Thank you for having me on, and excited about the show today. Yeah, the big excitement around GIPPER and really around the high school athletic market is around a brand new feature that we've added to GIPPER that's just been made public to all users across all plans that we have available on the platform, and that is GIPPER newsletters. And this is the feature that enables anyone working within an athletic department that's using GIPPER to be able to create digital newsletters, announcements, and updates, all from within the GIPPER platform they know and love. So you can create weekly or monthly newsletters that you can send out to your community of fans, parents, student athletes, staff members. But you can also create really any sort of digital page. So we're seeing athletic directors creating things like visitor guides that they share with opposing athletic directors and coaches and folks that are coming on campus. That includes, detailed instructions about where to go, facilities, maps, other key information, all with a beautifully professionally designed web page that really reflects well on themselves and their program and communicates the information clearly. We're seeing things like digital programs promoting game days even more effectively, announcements, things like press releases, new hire announcements, really any type of page that you can think of, you can create using this feature within GIPPER, and just the creativity from ADs has been amazing. And we're just so excited now to have this be publicly available to anyone out there who's utilizing GIPPER.
But we talk about the platform. Just got done with a couple of state conferences and talking about the importance of promoting your program. A lot of ADs use the phrase, I'll use it, taking control of the narrative. Giving your stakeholders something to talk about. And the GIPPER graphics are fantastic. But I know I even run into it sometimes with the podcast, trying to get sometimes too much information onto just a single graphic. And I've seen the newsletters that you've shared online, just tremendous way for an athletic director or leader to highlight a number of different things going on at their school, as you said, and a number of different applications. I love the new hire, not just a blur, but going into some background. Just really, really a neat feature. And you're saying that now, after a long testing period, that this is available for any GIPPER user, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. And for those listening who may not be as familiar with GIPPER, we really started with a focus on social media. I started GIPPER when I was playing Division I soccer at Colgate University in upstate New York, where I saw firsthand sort of the opportunity when it came to social media and the promotion of athletic programs and student athletes, but also the challenge that athletic departments faced when you're having to deal with limited resources, limited time, especially at the high school level. You have this difficult challenge where you have the most teams that you're responsible for covering, but the fewest resources available to you as an athletic director. And so, I really set out to try to provide a solution that made it incredibly easy for anyone working within an athletic program to be able to create effective, engaging social media content, but in seconds on any device and without needing any sort of design experience. And over the last few years, we've developed GIPPER into the leading social media content creation and management platform for athletic departments. We're used by over 4,000 sports organizations across the country. Our bread and butter, though, is serving high school athletic departments. We're used by collegiate programs of all levels, D1 powerhouses like the University of South Carolina, but our core focus is really on helping athletic departments at the high school level who have that immense challenge when it comes to limited time, limited resources. And so, we've done an incredible job. Our team's done an amazing job. We've got tremendous feedback from all the athletic directors that we've worked with over the years, and continue to iterate and build on what we brought to the market. And we saw this important opportunity beyond just social media. We noticed in speaking with ADs and spending a lot of time in the market that, moving forward, the modern athletic director at the high school level is a marketer, is a storyteller. And social media is just one piece of that puzzle. As a marketer, you need to be able to communicate to your audience across channels. Social media is a massive channel in the world of high school athletics. It's where student athletes live. It's where a lot of parents live, media, fellow athletic departments. but we know folks are consuming content in other places, in email, on the web, via messaging apps. And the introduction of newsletters is a way to be able to create one piece of content that you can also disseminate across all of those channels to ensure that your message, your story is reaching all of your stakeholders and you're not missing folks by just serving content to one channel.
I know you're going to take a deeper dive here in a minute on the newsletter and how it works, but I want to speak from personal experience with Gipper. Your staff is just tremendous. When I first started using Gipper, I was not a tech person at all, and was maybe even anti-tech. But your staff, I still remember. We set an appointment, we Zoomed. It was probably a little bit over an hour, but it seemed like it was maybe just 10 minutes because they were so patient. And again, I want to emphasize how easy the platform is to work with. And the follow-up conversations, I think I'm pretty good with Gipper now, but I'm excited to hear more about the newsletter. Share with our listeners if you can. I know you got a little bit of a presentation to share.
Yeah, I want to show just some examples of the end product of what athletic departments are creating using Gipper newsletters. And then I'll go in and show an example of how the actual feature works so folks can see. And I'll try to do my best radio voice as well for folks that are just listening to make sure that that's clear. But the first thing that I'm going to share, and if I'm going to pull it up now, and give me the thumbs up, Jake, when you can see this.
I can see it. And again, for our listeners, we're going to put this entire episode with Matthew's share on YouTube. So when you're done listening, go to our YouTube channel and take a look. I'm already excited because I see the first graphic here. I know what school that's from.
Yeah, so I want to show just a few examples of traditional newsletters. So these are periodic communications that are going out to athletic department communities, parents, fans, student athletes, staff members, teachers, keeping folks informed about what's happening within the program. This is a tremendous vehicle when I'm talking about a traditional newsletter in keeping the community engaged and up to date with what's happening within your athletic department. We always talk about, and I think you mentioned earlier, the importance of telling your story as an AD. No one else is living it day in and day out like you and your coaching staff. And so it's really important in order to shape positive perception around your athletic department to showcase all the wonderful things that you're doing, that you're creating content that highlights those stories and you're getting it in front of the people that matter. And a regular newsletter, whether that's weekly, monthly, seasonal, whatever works for you, is a tremendous, tremendous way to do that. And so here's the example of a monthly newsletter from Green Level High School that I'm just going to scroll through for folks that can see it on YouTube so you can see exactly what they're including. So this is called Swamp Stories. And again, this is a monthly newsletter that they send out. This one was around springtime, so they have spring sports updates where they have detailed updates of all the success that their teams are having, highlighting individual coaches and student athletes, and really just recognizing the success of the program. But it goes beyond just the performances on the field and in the gyms, talking about supporting our community, the community service work that the teams are doing, how they're giving back and providing value to their community, but kind of embodying the true student athlete and the importance of education-based athletics. Again, highlighting student athlete achievement, and then talking about more ways that folks can engage, whether it's through live streaming on Huddle TV and including clickable links to take people to that specific page. That's a great thing about newsletters is you can actually include what we call calls to action. And this then allows people to go and land on a specific page that you want to drive them to. So you can include links to live streams, tickets, registration, anything else that you want to communicate. And then as I scroll through, you'll see that they're highlighting athletes at the next level, facility upgrades, help wanted for roles in the booster club, and a bunch of other information and ways that they can stay in touch. So this is really, really tremendous from a community engagement standpoint. And again, it helps tell that story of the program for folks that aren't going to be there seeing it within the building on a daily, weekly basis. Another example here of this is a weekly newsletter at the athletic department level from Abington Heights Athletic Department. It's called Comets Weekly. And you'll see they're talking about Memorial Day. They have information about athletes' physicals, about hiring coaches, and they have links, again, directly to the job listing. So if someone's looking at this newsletter, they can either click the job listing, or maybe they have a friend or someone in mind that they think could be a good fit. they'll pass on the newsletter, and now they'll be able to find that job listing. And then again, detailed updates from the performances. They embedded a graphic about the championship game, and then the weekly schedule here, as well as a link to watch live and also view the online calendar. Again, all this tremendous information, summer camp promotion with links to registration, all included on a regular basis. And then this one is great because it's monetizing the newsletter. Newsletters are tremendous sponsorship opportunities. So this is a way not only to get important communication out to your stakeholders, but to monetize through sponsorship, which they do a tremendous job here at Abington Heights. And then another example of a weekly update from Oak Hills. You'll see again last week's results and then this week's upcoming games, as well as highlighting athletes of the week. All of that key information here in the newsletter with a link to go and get tickets. Again, making it really easy for folks to take that extra step, whether it's coming to support a team on campus, viewing a live stream, following on social media. Newsletters make this really easy, and then recognizing signing day athletes as well. The point is the opportunities for what you do with a newsletter is totally up to you. It's flexible. These are just 3 awesome examples from different programs across the country, creating all of this within GIPPER newsletters. And then the final example, yeah, go ahead, Jake, go ahead.
I was just going to say, looking at all of those, one of the biggest areas of complaint, if you will, that ADs hears from parents, they say, well, we don't know what's going on. We don't have enough information. And every single one of those examples, I mean, it had the highlights, which are important. And I love the sponsor, the monetizing aspect, but then it had the weekly schedule. Here's what's coming up. And as you pointed out, the links that they can click on directly, not go somewhere else, but click on the link to find out more information. Great, great stuff.
Yes, exactly. It accomplishes 2 things, right? One is very important, which is the sort of informational content. That's where you get a lot of the complaints, right? It's saying, hey, what happened to the game that was supposed to happen on Friday, or where can I get tickets? How can I watch the live stream? Right? You need to get that information out to folks. And the truth is, you can't do that in just one way effectively. If you're only posting it on social media or you're only putting it on your website, there's going to be people that slip through the cracks. So we talk about as an omni-channel approach and being able to get this information out across multiple channels that your stakeholders live on. Your parents, your student athletes, coaches, family members, fans, they live on social media. They're on email. They know about your website. They're searching on Google, right? They're living in all these different places in their everyday life. They're on the messaging apps. What you want to do is be able to have an easy way to get that key information out to all of them across channels. And with GIPPER newsletters, you can do that because this is just a web page. It's a URL that you can distribute on social media, through email, on your website, and ensure that people get access to the right information and they're updatable. So this is a live link. It's not a PDF that once it has information that's outdated, no longer usable, you can actually go in and I'll show you, you can update this information in real time and republish it so that the newsletters always has the up-to-date information. But the second piece is really that storytelling piece. And that's where the marketing of the athletic director is becoming so important, because it's never been a more competitive world than today. It's competitive for a number of reasons: expansion of school choice. There's never been just more options, period, for parents and families when it comes to participating in school, right? You can do online school. There's tons of options there. There's a lot more options in terms of available schools with this expansion of school choice. And then even when it comes to participation in athletics, there's never been more competition. Club sports, there's competition to keep folks playing for their high school. And then also just distractions and other interests outside of athletics generally. So it's really important for an athletic director in today's day and age to be selling the value of their athletic department from a, hey, you should come to our school. Yes, first and foremost. But 2, if you come to our school and you're a participant here, you should participate in education-based athletics. And so that's really the storytelling aspect of the marketer. And you want to be able to highlight successes, to showcase achievement, to recognize athletes, and to get your message out there to your community. And newsletters, again, is just this amazing, amazing vehicle to do that effectively. This is your opportunity to tell your story, to control the narrative as an athletic department.
Well, and I love the title of that last newsletter, Oak Hills. Last week's results, this week's games. I mean, it says it all, but it allows you to highlight all those things over a 2 week period. Great stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And then another example that I have on my screen here reflects just the unlimited opportunity when it comes to using GIPPER newsletters. We see so many ADs go beyond the traditional newsletter. And this is a great example of a digital game day program that was created for a state championship event. And you can see here, it has all the key information and more when it comes to this specific state championship game for their lacrosse program. So you'll see that there's a link out to the Max Preps page. If someone clicks here, they'll go right to the Max Preps site. There's a link out to the NCHSAA lacrosse playoff information that houses key information. They've embedded a graphic of the bracket that they created in GIPPER, photos of the athletes, key game information, weather forecast, ticket links, live streaming links, all of the information that you can need as someone who is interested in this game. And then more, again, this is a state championship game, so they went above and beyond for their digital game day program. Key information about the program, the rosters, again, graphics made in GIPPER that they're embedding in their newsletter, pronunciation guides for the actual athletes, and more information as I scroll through. Again, this is a state championship game, so they went above and beyond, but you can create a game day program or a visitor guide that you're distributing for a week's worth of events, a day's worth of events, or just a single event. And it houses all the effective information to communicate to your key stakeholders in a really professional way, all made super simple in GIPPER.
And another opportunity to monetize with key
Yes.
sponsors.
Exactly. We hear a lot with folks that are making game programs today, the frustration of the printed program, one from a trash standpoint. People get them at the game, they leave them all over, creates a bunch of mess. They're costly to print, but also once you made an error or there's been a change, you can't update the printed program so easily. With GIPPER newsletters, you get a digital program, people can access them via their phone. It's all mobile responsive, so it's going to look great when someone's looking at them on the phone, and you can update them after the fact. So if you made a spelling error, there's a piece of information that you want to change, you can actually go and do that in real time, and the changes are going to be there. No big worries about a mistake.
Very, very cool. Okay.
Awesome. So I'd love to, Jake, just jump into a quick demo just to show you an example of how this works. And then if there's any questions, just let me know.
No, absolutely. And again, for people listening to this, when you're done listening to the podcast, go to our YouTube channel. This episode is going to be up and in rotation, so you can see all the things that Matthew's talking about and explaining about this new GIPPER newsletter platform.
Awesome. So I'm going to jump into GIPPER here. And as mentioned, newsletters is a feature within our current platform. So it's available on all plans, and you get to get the benefit of utilizing the content that you're creating in GIPPER also within your newsletters. So right now on your screen is the GIPPER graphics dashboard. So this is where you can find the largest template library on the market when it comes to your graphics for social media, digital boards, you name it. We have over 4,000 ready-made templates designed by the best sports creatives in the industry, folks who've worked at the biggest brands in collegiate and professional sports. And you get access to that content for you to customize to your branding on GIPPER. Over here, though, on the left is the newsletters feature. And this is where you can access a range of ready-made templates for different newsletter use cases. So a weekly update, a monthly update, a coaching staff communication for internal staff communications, things like official statements, press releases, visitor guides, and then of course you can create from scratch and create something totally on your own. I'm going to go in here though and show you an example of a athletics update that I can scroll through and see what it looks like. There's lots of different graphics, buttons, and options for folks to choose from. So I'm going to click customize, and it's going to open up that ready-made template. And the first thing you're going to see here on the right is the actual newsletter. And I see this header graphic here. One great thing about GIPPER is we make it really easy to make custom header graphics for your program. So I can click on the actual header graphic. And on the left here, you'll see it says create graphic. And I can click, and we have all these different newsletter header graphics that you can come in and select from and then customize in literally a second. So this is an example of a header graphic. We can now use GIPPER's auto brand feature. that allows you to apply your department's branding to the graphic in just one click. So just like that, this graphic is now branded to your program. So if you're an AD and you're like, I don't have time, right? That is why we built GIPPER. This is the fastest platform for creating content on the market, and it's not even close. And then you can just click Save Newsletter, and you're going to see that it drops right into the actual template. As I scroll down, you can then customize other parts of this graphic. So we could come in and click on this text section, and we could change this to the current date. And you can customize the font up here, the font size. You can do all sort of text editing that you'd imagine. And then maybe we want to add a graphic for a big upcoming game. So we could click on that image. You could either upload directly from your device if you have a photo or a graphic on your device, but I can also browse the gallery and I can select something here. So I'm going to drop in a photo, and you'll see that the photo drops right into the newsletter. And then you have these buttons, right? These are clickable buttons for folks. So I can come in and add a link. So I could put in a link to GoFan or Huddle or Hometown for all your different ticketing needs. I'll just put our website just to show you the example. But once this is live, anyone viewing the newsletter will be able to click, and it will take them directly to the actual page. And if you want, you can customize specific sections. So you can just click Add Section, and you can add your own image sections, text, layouts, which are like images and text, buttons, videos from YouTube or uploaded directly from your device, logos, and then dividers and spacers, which help with the formatting. All of this is totally customizable. Everything is up to you. You put in the information, you determine what goes into your newsletter. And then once it's ready to go, you can just click either preview to take a look at it, and you can look at it from a mobile standpoint or just from the web view, but everything is mobile responsive. So it's going to work great when people are looking at it on their phones. And then you can publish this newsletter. So I'm going to call this the AD Pod newsletter, and we're going to hit save. And what this is going to do is create a custom URL for your newsletter. So what is this? It's a web page that hosts your newsletter. And you can either email that out to folks. You can even click a QR code button here that will create a custom QR code that will download to your device, and you can print that, put it in graphics, use it however you'd like. We have folks that make these game day programs or digital newsletters, and they print out the QR code that they make on GIPPER, and they put it up around campus for folks to be able to scan and access on the go. And then, of course, you can copy this link and just share it wherever you'd like on social media, in your messaging apps, put it on your website. The point is this can be distributed anywhere you'd like. And to show you, we can just open this link, and you'll see the page lives live here. And if we've made an error, and for example, we want to change this from secure tickets for the big game to secure tickets for the big soccer game, we can come in here and just update this, hit publish, and you'll see now when we refresh this, the changes have been updated in real time. So that's the power of GIPPER newsletters. It's super, super easy to create. You can update things in real time, and the possibilities are endless, whether it's for traditional newsletters, game day programs, landing pages, official announcements. Really, the world is yours when it comes to this feature, and available on all GIPPER plans. So if you're interested, we recommend using the tool yourself. If you're already a GIPPER user, you'll have access. If you're not a GIPPER user, you can visit us at gipper.com, and you can start a free trial or book a demo with our team, and we're happy to show you in more detail how this works. And then the final thing, Jake, because it's timely, is tomorrow. So if you're listening to this on Tuesday, May 28th, tomorrow we have a deep dive webinar on newsletters. We have two fantastic high school AD guests, one from South Carolina, one from North Carolina, who have been using newsletters in tons of different ways within their programs. And we want to show you how easy it is and why it's beneficial, why you should be taking the time to create these sorts of updates and sharing them with your community. So I'll include the link so you can include it in the show notes, Jake. And again, we hope to see you there. And if you have other questions, just reach out to our team, and we'll be happy to answer them.
So you're going to go over all this in the demo, but the templates for the newsletter are there. If
Yes.
you're already a GIPPER user, you can go in and play with them. And then when you're done, GIPPER creates the link that makes it the newsletter live, and then you can share that link through on your own website or through email, etc. Yeah, that's pretty darn easy if you ask me.
Yes, exactly. And again, you can create anything you'd like. So it's really like being able to create custom web pages for your needs. We have templates for tons of use cases that we're seeing athletic departments creating. And we had over 1,000 ADs and coaches in our beta period that just ended a couple of weeks ago. And we were working with them to make sure that this is the best possible platform for folks that are working within high school athletic departments. And the feedback has just been incredible. So we are so excited to now open it up to anyone on GIPPER. And already the content we're seeing is unbelievable. So I'm just so thrilled and can't wait to see what's next.
All right. So again, if you're listening to this, the link to the webinar, which is going to be, I want to make sure I get my dates right.
Yeah,
Wednesday, May 29th. Okay. The link is going to be in the show notes. Also, if you're listening to this, make sure you go to our YouTube channel and you can see everything that Matthew just talked about, because we're going to put the Zoom video that we're recording right now up on YouTube right away. So if you're listening to this, that video is already up on YouTube.
awesome. And as I mentioned, if anyone has questions, Jake, they can reach out to our team. You can go to our website, gipper.com, or if you're a current GIPPER user, you can reach out to our customer success team. We are here to help, and we're here to really, see other ideas that you may have with newsletters and ways that we can make those even more simple for you through templates and other means. So just so excited to continue to work with ADs around the country to make their lives easier and to allow them to improve their communication, their marketing, and the storytelling of their programs and all the amazing work that they're doing.
Well, Matthew, thanks again for sharing with our listeners today. Thanks for everything that you do. And again, if you're listening, GIPPER is a sponsor of the podcast, but I only use sponsors that I actually use their product or have used their products. And I've gotten to know Matthew and the GIPPER team in the last few years. They truly are just like athletic directors. They are servant leaders. They want to help you do your job better. So check out GIPPER. You need to add this newsletter feature to your toolbox. I feel very comfortable in saying this is going to be a game changer for athletic directors.
Absolutely. And thank you, Jake, for all the work that you do to support ADs around the country. And again, just thank you so much for having me on and looking forward to the next time.
Well, absolutely. All the best moving forward. I know we're entering the summer months, but the school year is going to be back before we know it. We're both going to be back working. So, for listeners, we appreciate you tuning in. Remember, go to the YouTube channel, check out the video Zoom of everything Matthew just shared. We do this just about every week with Tech Tuesday, and every single day with new content and best practices. So, thanks for listening to the Educational AD Podcast. We will see you next time. Well, what a great new feature. It's not something that you purchase. If you already have GIPPER, this feature is part of your GIPPER package. And if you don't have GIPPER, reach out to them. So, and also make sure you attend the webinar if you're still listening. That's going to be Wednesday, May 29th. The link will be in the show notes. So take a look for that link. Um, we want to thank GIPPER. We want to thank all of our sponsors: Huddle, Home Campus, Hometown Ticketing, Sideline Interactive, Snap Raise, Athletic Surveys, Vital Signs Wall of Fame, and the Ohio University. So thanks again for listening. We'll see you next time on Tech Tuesday on the Educational AD Podcast.